Graduates and guests, families and friends, welcome to Angel Stadium and the California State University Long Beach commencement ceremony for the College of the Arts. Celebrating graduates from both the classes of 2020 and 2021. We are so glad we can all be here. Our thanks go out to Angel Stadium, their staff, and the City of Anaheim for their support. Please look for your graduate on the stadium scoreboards as they process in from the right field tunnel and walk towards the graduate platforms. For the faculty members and students taking part in the procession and spoken program, please make your way now to the trophy case at the home plate entrance. Again, faculty members and students taking part in the college procession, please go to the home plate gate trophy case now. Graduates and guests, our ceremony will begin in 10 minutes. Please find your seats at this time. Graduates and guests, our ceremony will begin in 5 minutes. Everyone, please take your seats at this time. Graduates and guests, we begin this morning with our national anthem, sung today by graduating senior Natalie Gonzalez, a vocal major from the Bob Cole Conservatory of Music. Please stand for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Joining us now on the field to recognize and honor our history-making graduating classes of 2020 and 2021 are today's speakers and leaders from our college and university. Beth Lesson, Vice President, Student Affairs. Scott Appel, Vice President, Administration and Finance. Michelle Cheska, Vice President, University Relations and Development. Min Yao, Vice President, Information Technology. Andy Fee, Director of Athletics. Professor Andrew Vaca from the Department of Dance. Professor Chris Miles from the School of Art. Professor Adam Moore from the Department of Film and Electronic Arts. Professor Alicia Doyle from the Bob Cole Conservatory of Music. Professor Heather Barker from the Department of Design. Professor Anthony Burns from the Department of Theater Arts. Robin Bargard, Dean of the College of the Arts. Kurt Brower, President of the CSULB Alumni Council. Liav Sofer, Bob Cole Conservatory of Music alumnus and today's commencement speaker. Latifah Simon, CSU trustee. Jane Close Connolly, President of California State University, Long Beach. In 2018, the university adopted a new alma mater with lyrics by Christian Valdez and music by Kyle Gabriel. It was composed when both were students in the Bob Cole Conservatory of Music. Please stand as Natalie Gonzalez performs our alma mater.
Home to scholars, artists, dreamers, all are welcome here. Maker of tomorrow's leaders, now and through the years. Love for all that came before us, in our hearts we hold. Always honor, truth and justice, always black and gold. Rise and innovate forever, ever higher reach. All our lives we shall remember beautiful Long Beach. Rise and innovate forever, ever higher reach. All our lives we shall remember beautiful Long Beach. All our lives we shall remember beautiful Long Beach.
Thank you, Natalie, for inspiring us this morning with music performed live. What a beautiful voice. Great vibrato. I'm Dr. Robin Barger. As Dean of the College of the Arts, I welcome all our graduates and guests to this momentous and historic celebration. A celebration of our graduates and a celebration of our CSULB community. Welcome. California State University Long Beach is a remarkable institution. To illustrate that, I am pleased to share this video with the families and friends in attendance today. Our graduates already know that CSULB is a special, transformative place. This video captures the spirit of determination, creativity, possibility, and service that permeates the beach and has inspired the dreams of our students for more than 70 years. We celebrate CSULB along with celebrating you today. Our first official acknowledgement of the morning goes to our graduating class of 2020. With only a few months left to finish your degrees, your final semester was transformed. You were separated from each other and from the gallery openings, screenings, recitals, concerts, plays, performances, and all the gatherings of our traditional spring arts calendar at the beach. Members of the class of 2020, we are proud of your resilience and determination and follow-through. Please stand up and take a bow as guests and graduates applaud you. They waited a long time for that one. And to our class of 2021, you joined our faculty and staff in making a radical pivot and a creative change to stay your course through more than 2 semesters of virtual instruction, creation, and innovation. Members of the class of 2021, we are in awe of your discipline, your focus, your flexibility, and creativity. Please stand up. Take a bow as we applaud you. Before we move forward, we have important acknowledgments and thank yous. At the top of my list and our list, the College of the Arts faculty and staff. Many are here today. Many are watching you and supporting you remotely, as they have done for much of the past 14 months. I am humbled and impressed by our faculty, our staff, their remarkable creativity, ingenuity, patience, flexibility, and determination as they worked to provide all of you and all of your fellow students with an exceptional education, overcoming our difficult circumstances. We also thank the University Commencement team, who worked long and hard through an ever-changing landscape of what was safe, possible, and doable, so that we could be here today in person. More of our faculty, friends, students, and graduates are able to fully experience today's ceremony thanks to the sign language interpretation provided by Lauren Barbosa and Gilbert Partida from the Bob Murphy Access Center. We are grateful to the staff and leadership here at Angel Stadium for working with us to make an in-person celebration possible. This field was made for excellence and world-class performance. Most of the time, that involves performance in sports. This morning, we are here in the stadium to recognize your creative performance, your excellence and world-class potential as artists, designers, educators, and scholars. The College of the Arts honors your creative practices, creative identities, and creative cultures. You, graduates of 2020, and you, graduates of 2021, each of you personally have faced an epic, transformative year. Many of our past months have been virtual, but through it all, you have shown time and again that you are authentic. Your achievement today is authentic, and that is because of you. You made it happen. You demanded that it happen. At the same time, you and your fellow students propelled our university and our college toward a deeper commitment for the future, asking us to support greater access, greater diversity, and greater inclusion. Your collective voices inspired us, confronted, guided, and encouraged us, encouraged your programs, your departments, and the college leadership to explore and expand our teaching, our partnership, and our sharing with one another. You asked us to listen, and we heard you. We are still listening, and we are a better college because of you. Thank you. To our 2020 grads returning to receive the accolades we prepared for you a year ago, we are thrilled to see you. Welcome home. We are so grateful and so impressed by all you have done. In the midst of a whirlwind and a new social dimension, you carried yourself to a new place, a place molded, shaped, and carved by your talents and efforts. To our 2021 graduates, your achievement and perseverance during more than a year of learning virtually is living reality that shows you are ready for whatever life will bring. To all our graduates today, your individual footprint stands at this threshold of your future. Look to your left and to your right. You are graduating alongside powerful and inventive artists, designers, educators, and scholars who, like you, moved from being a student in a topsy-turvy world to arrive where you stand on your path right now, imagining where your life will take you, and most important, where you will take your life. Your achievements at the beach are testament to the world that you make a difference, that you are up for a challenge. You can make real change, just as you make really great art and design. For now, revel in and enjoy the knowledge that everyone you know and care for, everyone who knows you, is proud of you. I speak for your faculty, your beach community, your fellow students, and the staff who supported your education and artistic endeavors here. You did good. You made it through better, stronger, and more aware. Take the gifts and lessons and challenges you overcame as a student and allow them to drive you further, to travel farther. Your agency and artistry is a power for change and for good in the places where you work and play. Be a power for change and for good in your communities and in the lives of the people who love you and who you love. To all our graduates today, to those who have gone before and those who will follow, we could not be prouder of the artists and designers who you are and the artists and designers you will be. Thank you and congratulations. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce Kurt Brower, the President of the Alumni Council. Mr. Brower received his master's in public administration from CSULB in 2000, and he is a proud parent of a President's Scholar alum from the College of Engineering class of 2015. Kurt has been with the city of Newport Beach for more than 30 years and currently serves as the senior buyer for the city, supervising the central warehouse, in addition to procuring goods and services for all 13 departments throughout the Orange County municipal government. President Brower.
Thank you, Dean Barker. It is truly an honor for me to be here today. As a Beach alumnus and an alumni parent, I have a sense of what it took for all of you to get here, and I want you to know how much I admire you and your families. What you have accomplished is nothing short of extraordinary. Your time at the beach has shaped your future in more ways than you could have ever imagined. And you don't have to leave that behind just because you're leaving campus. Graduates, as you receive your degree today, you become part of a truly impressive group, the CSULB alumni family, which is more than 350,000 strong. You now will follow in the footsteps of many alumni who have built their communities through their hard work, talent, and service. On behalf of CSULB alumni, I offer you my sincere congratulations and encourage you to stay connected with the Beach community throughout your lives. Thank you, and go Beach.
Thank you, Mr. Brower. Fabulous success story behind me here. The California State University system, made up of 23 campuses, is the nation's largest, most diverse, and most consequential university structure. The CSU trustees are tasked with overseeing regulations and policies governing this system. We are honored today to welcome CSU trustee Latifa Simon. She is a 20-year veteran organizer for racial justice in Oakland and the Bay Area, and has been president of the Akonadi Foundation since 2016. Ms. Simon spearheaded San Francisco's first reentry, a highly effective anti-recidivism youth services division under the leadership of then District Attorney Kamala Harris. In her role as CSU trustee, she is a trusted voice for state officials who frequently turn to her for strategic advice on policy matters related to racial justice. In 2003, Ms. Simon received the MacArthur Foundation Genius Award in recognition of her work as Executive Director of the Young Woman's Freedom Center, making her the youngest woman to ever receive that distinguished award. Trustee Simon.
Good morning, Beach. So I have some scripted remarks, but I gotta say, I was so honored by the opportunity to address the class of 2020 and 21 of the College of the Arts. And let me tell you why. As someone like you, who've dedicated yourself to not only justice, but the reimagination of what society can feel like, I know that it is the artist, it's the creator, it's the maker, it is the person with voice and clarity that changes the conditions of any city, of any town, of any country. And I argue the world. That is this class. You make social justice and revolution irresistible through your anointing and talent. Today is your day. So on behalf of the Board of Trustees of the California State University System, I say congratulations. To the faculty, we thank you. To the staff, we thank you. To our wonderful president, we thank you. To the students, we are here today because of you. And on behalf of the California State University Board of Trustees, we not only congratulate you, but we task you in this moment of peril and questioning throughout not only Southern California or the great state, but throughout the world. We are due leaders. We are due leaders. The cavalry isn't coming, it's you. You will pave a new road and create new possibility. You are now also joining a distinct and elite group, the California State University class of 4 million. 4 million strong. There are now 4 million living alumni of the California State University system across this nation and globe, and 1 in every 20 Americans with a degree earned it through the California State University, and almost 10% of the 4 million CSU graduates are Beach grads. It is amazing to note, in addition to the 1 in 10 California is CSU graduates, and the CSU Alumni Network is larger than the population of 23 states. Somebody say hello, family. You are a part of a force of good, and this college, what this college represents, is a force, again, of all that we know is possible. The creator, the artist, the designer, the thinker. I think of Fannie Lou Hamer as a cultural artist in the civil rights movement who was solely responsible for marching in churches and in the streets, letting folks know that despite the harm that was out there, that through voice and through spirit, segregation would end, and she was right. You are Fannie Lou Hamers. It is often remarked that I don't know what the question is. CSU is the answer, and the graduates today, you are the answer. For the graduates of 2020 and 2021, lead with vigor, create and transform. And if there is not a seat at the table for you, I ask you to bring a folding chair and get to business. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you, Trustee Simon. That was amazing. One of the hallmarks of a great institution is how leadership responds in times of need and times of change. I am grateful as a Beach employee and as an educator for the leadership and care shown by our next speaker, President Jane Close Connolly. More than a year ago, President Connolly focused the university on measures of equity and inclusion with a vision to lead change. At the same time, through a virtual summer and our challenging academic year, President Connolly and her team prioritized safety and provided support so that faculty could uphold educational equality by transforming their teaching. I am honored to work alongside of her, and I'm grateful for today's ceremony so that we could meet in person after so many months meeting online. Welcome, President Connolly.
Thank you, Dean Barger. I have such a deep admiration for our 2020 grads whose academic lives were changed in the course of just a few days last spring, and for our 2021 grads who've not seen each other for over 14 months, and yet you've accomplished something that might have seemed impossible just a year ago. You have tenaciously held on to your dreams. I also admire your family, friends, faculty, and staff who have sacrificed and supported your success. Please let me give them my own round of applause, and feel free to join me. Graduation speeches often give new grads some important life advice and encourage them to change the world. However, for right now, I urge you, each of you, to take a breath and join me in just a few moments of reflection. Look around at this rather unique, the wonderful venue, and look at all who have gathered with you. Think how you will see Angel Stadium as so much more than a ballpark for the rest of your lives. Look toward your friends, your classmates, and family. Feel their love and support. Yes, you earned this degree, but nobody does that alone. Drink in this moment of personal accomplishment and shared effort. Try to fix this feeling in your brain, in your neural connections, so you can go back to it anytime you want. You might close your eyes for just a moment and create a picture of what you see around here and catch the feeling of such a great accomplishment, something so challenging and wonderful like a university degree. You've done that. Something perhaps you might have occasionally doubted was possible. Sit with that feeling for a moment. Feel the love that others have for you and the love you have for them. Feel love and kindness toward yourself. Know that you are unique and lovable. Let it truly sink in that there are no other yous in the universe. Few things are more profound and amazing to me. I hope you can etch in your hearts these feelings, your strengths, your bounce backs, and the power of relationships and community. Take a moment to savor these events now so that you can recall them each time you confront self-doubt or external challenges for the future. And perhaps vow today not to take the good for granted or to fixate on the bad. Celebrate every good thing and learn from mistakes or difficulties. I hope you, like me, will remember this ceremony, the feelings and faces, as a milestone on our journey to the next normal. I'm not sure how we'll be changed by our pandemic experiences, but I do know that I am grateful that I had Beach students, faculty, staff, administrators, alumni, and other community partners on the trip with me. I am grateful that I had all of you. You didn't take your eyes off your aspirations, you persevered, and instead of being a victim of circumstance, you all did something as rare as it is wonderful. University graduates, wow. So now what? Well, there's a lot going on in all the sectors of our world. The economy is predicted to roar back for those with college degrees. So check, you got that covered. I'll be excited to hear about your next professional and educational adventures. I'm sure you're already fired up to save our planet, reform our criminal justice system, eliminate poverty, dismantle systemic racism, remove all disparities from our health and educational systems with that special creative and artistic and designing touches you all have. While I'm not sure what you'll do after you've finished with all that, I know it will be important, worth your expertise, and I know it will serve the public good. To all Beach family who are in here, near and far, please take care of yourselves, take care of others, stay connected, and go Beach 2020, go Beach 2021. Thank you.
Thank you, President Connolly. You got it. Graduates, several years ago, our next speaker was wearing a cap and gown, as you are today, sitting where you're sitting and listening to commencement speeches, dreaming what his next steps would be, as I am sure many of you are dreaming. Liav Sofer is one of our own, an alumnus from the Bob Cole Conservatory of Music, a CSULB student from the College of the Arts who walked up and down the steps outside of the student union and raced across campus to make it to his classes. Once he left campus, he kept moving. He blazed his own unique path, creating a life filled with creative and social challenges to overcome, making opportunities to make music on his own terms, creating a space where people who lack homes could find a true musical community. Liav Sofer is the artistic director and co-founder of the Urban Voices Project, a Los Angeles-based nonprofit that creates supportive community spaces with music in medical and social service sites throughout Greater Los Angeles. The Urban Voices Project uses music and singing to create community and a more comprehensive, holistic system for engaging individuals coping with the conditions of homelessness. Liav is also the co-founder of LA's only current Jewish youth orchestra. He's a faculty at the Colburn School and the leader of Los Angeles's premier klezmer rock band, Mostly Kosher. We are grateful and thrilled that he could join us today. Liav.
I have 3 questions for all of you. What do you want to do? Why do you do it? And how do you know if you're doing it right? But first, what is it with us never wanting to commit? Something better can always come up. Some food truck might tweet where it's gonna be next. Some artist might announce his next underground show, and it's gonna be last minute. Or your favorite candles and kombucha boutique has a pop-up, and you don't wanna miss it. Don't dare schedule anything fun or exciting this weekend. Someone I don't quite remember might just DM me and I need to know that I'll be available in case I have to ignore it. I might miss something. God damn it. Well, we all just missed a lot this last year and a half of whatever it was or wasn't that we committed to. At one point, I was told that I had to commit to more than just my weekend plans. I was told I have to choose my path and know what I want in order to grasp it. When I auditioned for colleges, I showed up with clarinet in hand. I sweated through the panels, wearing my best suit, despite the fact that I could barely breathe. Although I damn look good for a pubescent 17-year-old. And at the end of the audition, I made the mistake of saying, "I'll see you next week." They asked for clarity, and I said, "I'm coming back for my voice audition." They said, "Well, you probably shouldn't come back at all. In our program, if you want to make it here, you have to decide what you want." Now, for the record, Bob Cole, here at Cal State Long Beach, was the only school that accepted me as a double performance major and was stoked about it. Go Beach! Now, I'm even taught in my voice coachings with Dr. Stephen K. Know what you want. Know the vowel you want, the placement you want. I can only imagine how this translates to different art mediums, whether it be dance, theater, sculpture, design. It's amazing how we all just spent 4 to 6 years being trained to know what we want. Dr. K, to his credit, do what he says, you're going to sing better. But at what point did we let the idea of knowing what we want creep into our lives, our universe questions, our questions with God or with science, or around 3 in the morning, totally crossfaded? I was 19, playing piano for Dr. John Talberg's best friend's wedding in a synagogue in Santa Ana, when I committed an act summarized in a single Yiddish word that every single one of you should live by to get ahead. I schmoozed. In my rounds, an elderly lady asked me, "So, you're a clarinet player, and you're Jewish. You must play klezmer." For you non-Jews, or those of you that are just Jew-ish, klezmer is the Fiddler on the Roof-esque cultural music from Eastern Europe, Ashkenazi Jews. Now, I never played klezmer in my life. So I said, "Of course I play klezmer." And she said, "Great, so you must have a klezmer band." Of course I have a klezmer band. Oi, this is Beshet, it's fate. I'm Beverly, the head of the sisterhood here, and we're gonna have your band headline for our gala. And I said, "Great." When I got on the freeway, I quickly called every Jewish player in the music department, which wasn't many, and I asked, "Want to be in my klezmer band? Want to be in my klezmer band?" I quickly ran out of them, so I called my talented and open-minded non-Jewish friends. "Want to be in my klezmer band? What's klezmer? We'll find out together." But just like any recital project or senior project, we studied the work. We made it our own. And from that leap of faith, birthed Los Angeles' premier klezmer rock band that went from a frantic freeway phone call to now being the first ever Jewish cultural band at the Disneyland parks with 6 shows a day, 7 days a week, 7 casts deep, franchised from coast to coast, from Disneyland's California Adventure to Disney World, Florida. Thousands of tourists from around the world now discover klezmer, my Jewish heritage, through that leap of faith. My band called Mostly Kosher. So, what's the lesson here? To lie. No. That moment was only the spark. It was when at a later gig that a Holocaust survivor, an elderly man, walks up to my violinist and me at the end of the show, weeping, and says, I haven't heard this music of my people in over 60 years. God bless you. So at what point does knowing what you want ever define a successful life, or wealthy riches, or the definition of how your legacy will matter when you die? I'll tell you right now that please, please don't leave this stadium asking, what career do you want? What success do you want? Leave here asking, how do you want to be? How do you choose to live in this world together? And how will you do art in this ocean of humanity? This was a moment where I realized knowing what I want is much less important than why I do what I do. So my second question, why do you do it? Why singing? I get asked that question more than you'd think. Why singing? Why dancing? Why painting? Why do you do it? In the 1960s, famed writer Ronald Blythe traveled to the north of England, interviewing farmers, plowmen, and blacksmiths, people whose stories dated back to the early 20th century. One subject, Fred Mitchell, an 80-year-old horseman who told his story of working a bleak life with very little joy. In the midst of his story, he stopped and said, but there was always singing. The boys in the field, the chapels were full of singing. I have had pleasure enough. I have had singing. I get asked the question, why singing? Because much of the work that I do is work with people with dreams exactly like yours, except their circumstances, instead of leading them to a cap and gown, has led them to a cardboard box. No, I'm not talking about a job at Amazon. I work in the shadows of our city, in Skid Row, Los Angeles, the epicenter of homelessness on a national level. And Long Beach, and even here at Anaheim Stadium, has its own fair share. The one thing that made a difference between people who are sitting in the dark corners of our society and the people sitting here in light, celebration, and pride is the cracks in our system, the size of canyons, that were never meant to allow for failure. This broken system that perceives our differences as failures, failures of circumstance, of lack of socioeconomic privileges, of your race, your sexual orientation, or gender identity, what have you. Let's say you begin to fall through the cracks. And so after you lose a job, or encounter unexpected medical bills, or the pandemic, after you're painfully evicted with months of financial and legal struggle, after there are no more family or friends' couches to crash on, after your car that you've been living in that has all of your belongings gets towed, then what? It takes only 5 days for PTSD to set in on the streets, let alone the jarring emotional spiral that lasted for months before you even arrived at this moment. The lack of affordable housing and the rampant racially induced injustice for the unhoused asks the question, how do you get people to change what is breaking their hearts? And how do you do it in the most horrific human condition? How would you stay alive until tomorrow? If this is your story, I see you. It may even be the story of the graduate next to you who has persevered to be seated here today. And it's here people ask that question again. Why singing? First should be food and water, and then shelter, and then a decent job, right? Imagine feeling utterly invisible, a number in a broken machine. Imagine after waiting hours in a room for an appointment with a case manager only to schedule your next appointment, which then puts you on the waiting list for housing maybe 2 or 3 months down the line. Imagine you here singing, come from down the hall of that waiting room. You ask the security guard, the one that confiscated your lighter at the metal detector, what's that sound? He brings you back into a space where people are not waiting anymore. They are singing. They invite you into the circle immediately, ready for the music, for art to meet you wherever you are in that moment. A facilitator asks, what do you need right now? Take what you need. And you respond, what do I need? Patience, just to breathe. You want me to sing? I need the strength to just keep on going. I'm gonna need energy to sing. And so, we sang. I need the patience to inhale, exhale. I need the energy to sing. I need the strength to keep on going so I can rise again. Rise again. And like a Teze chant, we repeated this mantra over and over. And after 40 minutes or so, the words started to transform. Just as the postures in the room and the smiles on the faces began to lift, and the words changed right before my eyes. I've got the patience to inhale, exhale. I've got the energy to sing. I've got the strength to keep on going so I can rise again. Rise again. Now, for the 2 most feared words in all of live performance, audience participation. Everyone, please put your hands on your heart, both hands, and say this: I've got the patience. Go ahead. And then with your hands, to inhale, exhale. Let me see it. Go. To inhale, exhale. And then make some energy. I've got the energy. And then your lips to the sky to sing. I've got, say these words with me, I've got the strength believe him? Did you believe him? Well, I've got the strength! To keep on going. Let me see it. To keep on going. And then your hands to the sky so I can rise again. Rise. Okay, try to sing it with me now. I've got the patience, hands on your heart, to inhale, exhale. I've got the energy to sing. I've got the strength to keep on going so I can rise again. Rise again. We're not done yet. I need you to rise up out of your seats. Come on, let me see it. Doobie doobie doo da da. Come on. Doobie doobie doo da 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 day. Sing whatever you like here. Doobie doobie doo da da day da day. Doobie doobie doo da 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 day. Da da day da day. Doobie. Okay, guys, it's a stadium. Can we do the touch step? Let me see it. Here we go. To the left and to the right. I've got the patience to inhale, exhale. I've got the energy to sing. I've got the strength to keep on going so I can rise again. Come on, hands up. Rise, just the voices. I've got the patience to inhale. I can't hear you. I've got the energy to sing, to sing. I've got the to keep on going so I can rise again. Bring it home now. Rise again. How do you feel? You have all been separated, isolated in your corners of this pandemic. You can have a seat. Fighting to be heard, quite literally, asking if people can hear you, even if you're unmuted or not. You may have been fighting in the streets in your country to be heard. You may have worked for your vote to be heard, but right now, in this moment, you have heard singing. Heard each other's voices, heard your community, your harmonies, your overtone series. Visual artists, I'm sure there's an Adobe Premiere equivalent to the overtone series somewhere. But this is why. That feeling you just had, this is why we do it. So my last question, how do you know if you're doing it right? I'm not here to tell you that you all are going on to do great things. I'm here to remind you that the simple act of doing your art and sharing it with others is the greatest of things. You are already doing it. You just did it. The only advice you need from me is to continue to show up to the unknown. Surround yourself in what you don't understand and listen. Listen to the unknown. It is not there to solve, to compartmentalize. It's there to give you purpose, to try things, to create, to experiment, and to do your art. Who knows? You might contribute to great change and progress in this unstable world. You may contribute to the healing and recovery desperately needed right now. And who knows if you're doing it right? In fact, I believe there's always a wrong or right if you're committed to doing something once, but there's no wrong or right if you continue to commit doing, showing up, and trying. Because even what we believe is right should, no, must be able to change. Right needs to evolve. And aspiring to do something right, it's not always what we should strive for. Aspiring to do something together is much more meaningful, in my opinion. Do art to activate and unlock dreams together, old and new, strange, familiar. Do art for what you love together, and don't settle for anything less. You don't need to know what you want, just how you want to be in this world. To know why you do it, you just have to sing, dance, sculpt, teach, film, perform to remind yourself why. And how you're doing it right? I suggest asking how to do it together. It is your art that can break this system down into pieces. It is your art that will be the golden mortar healing the pieces back together, whether you create a movement or whether you move just one person. Because the next person you listen to, the next person you share your art with, can be that man weeping over a 60-year-old song, the elder in the field that said, "I have had pleasure enough," or that individual on Skid Row at the most darkest corner of their life that decides to live tomorrow because they have had singing. Because you all will do your art, the world will have singing. Thank you.
Thank you, Liav, for reminding us why we are here and where we are going, where you are going. And now we're going to pass the energy to you. We come to the most important part of our program. It is now my pleasure to present the 2020 candidates for the master's degree. Will all the 2020 candidates for the master's degree please stand and remain standing? 2020 candidates for the master's degree. President Connolly, these candidates have completed all the requirements for their respective degrees and have been approved by the faculty of the College of the Arts to receive their degrees.
Graduates, you have been recommended to me by the Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs and by your Dean and your distinguished faculty. Therefore, by the authority vested in me by the Chancellor and the Board of Trustees of the California State University, I confer upon each of you who has fulfilled all requirements the appropriate master's degree with all the rights and privileges thereto. Congratulations. You may be seated.
It feels a little bit different now, but it keeps feeling different for the rest of your life. It is now my duty and pleasure to present the 2021 candidates for the master's degree. Will all the 2021 candidates for the master's degree please stand and remain standing? President Connolly, these candidates have completed all the requirements for their respective degrees and have been approved by the faculty of the College of the Arts to receive their degrees.
You have been recommended to me by the Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, by your Dean and your distinguished faculty. Therefore, by the authority vested in me by the Chancellor and the Board of Trustees of the California State University, I confer upon each of you who has fulfilled all requirements the appropriate master's degree with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations. You may be seated.
Fabulous. Congratulations to all our master's graduates. We now recognize the 2020 candidates for the bachelor's degree. Will all the 2020 candidates for the bachelor's degree please stand and remain standing? Whoa, major. Fabulous. Whoa. You dominate. President Connolly, these candidates have completed all the requirements for their respective degrees and have been approved by the faculty of the College of the Arts to receive their degrees.
You have been recommended to me by the Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs and by your Dean and your distinguished faculty. Therefore, by the authority vested in me by the Chancellor and the Board of Trustees of the California State University, I confer upon each of you who has fulfilled all requirements the appropriate bachelor's degree with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Baccalaureate graduates, you may now move your tassel to the left side of your cap. This signifies the completion of your undergraduate degree. Congratulations. You may be seated.
We are really glad you came back for this one. Fabulous. We now recognize the 2021 candidates for the bachelor's degree. Will all the 2021 candidates for the bachelor's degree please stand and remain standing? President Connolly, these candidates have completed all the requirements for their respective degree and have been approved by the faculty of the College of the Arts to receive their degrees.
You have been recommended to me by the Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs and by your Dean and your distinguished faculty. Therefore, by the authority vested in me by the Chancellor and the Board of Trustees of the California State University, I confer upon each of you who has fulfilled all requirements the appropriate bachelor's degree with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Baccalaureate graduates, you may now move your tassel to the left side of your cap. This signifies completion of your undergraduate degree. Congratulations. You may be seated.
Wow. In Angel Stadium, just amazing. As our in-stadium celebration concludes, again, I want to thank the university and college commencement staff. They have worked tirelessly throughout this semester to make these ceremonies special, and look where we are today. And we cannot close out this academic year without another giant thank you and acknowledgement to our College of the Arts faculty, staff, the academic leadership of the departments. They carried you. Without their exceptional efforts, dedication, and ingenuity, we could not have made it through this academic year, but we made it. We made it big. To our guests, And to everyone here today and watching remotely, thank you. Thank you, guests. Don't we owe them a round of applause? They carried you. Thank you for joining us in celebrating our remarkable students. Thank you for your perseverance, the grace, humor, humanity, and the commitment to excellence in education you have demonstrated during unexpected and trying times. You will never forget this. As we depart this stadium, I leave you with this statement from the artist Gerhard Richter. Art is the highest form of hope. Our world needs your hope, and we need you, graduates, more than ever. We cannot wait to see where you go from here. Thank you and congratulations.